Men were usually the ones who were good at street racing, but everyone started talking about Mallory Gulley when she joined the TV show called Street Outlaws Memphis, which is all about racing cars. Mallory became popular on the show because people liked watching her race. But then she wasn't on the 5th season, and people wanted to know why. Join me in this video as we take you through all that happened to Mallory Gulley from Street Outlaws. In case you are not familiar with Street Outlaws, it's a street racing event that started on June 10, 2013, with Justin Shearer, also known as Big Chief, leading the show. It became really popular because it showed a world that wasn't well known before. Not everyone who liked cars or street racing in the area knew where the races happened. People all over the country were excited to watch the show and see the cars, the races, and the people involved. Street racing is not allowed because it happens on public roads, and it can be really dangerous. Lots of people were interested in it, and videos of street racers in Oklahoma City got popular online. Pilgrim Studios found the group through the website Midwest Street Cars and chose them for a reality show they were making for the Discovery Channel. However, being on TV caught the attention of the National Heartward Association, NHRA, which is in charge of drag racing. They warned the members that if they raced on Street Outlaws, they couldn't race in NHRA events anymore. Somehow, Big Chief sorted things out with them and later made a public announcement to discourage others from illegal racing. The show got permission from the city where they filmed the races, and they made sure each race was safe and controlled. They had safety rules in place, and if there was a crash, an ambulance was ready to take the drivers to the nearest hospital. The OKC group is known for having a list of the fastest cars and best drivers. They race each other for both money and bragging rights. Sometimes they go to other cities to challenge the fastest drivers there. In Season 8 of the show in 2016, 4 out of 5 guys went to Memphis to race against JJ the Boss, real name Jonathan Day, and his crew. The racing was intense because Team Memphis gave them a tough challenge. It didn't just happen once. They kept battling it out to see who was the fastest. Soon, the Memphis team got their fans, and Lionsgate Pilgrim Media Group made a spin-off series called Street Outlaws, Memphis, or MSO, to focus on them. It was first shown on January 15, 2018 on the Discovery Channel. The MSO group is mainly made up of JJ the Boss's family and friends. Mallory's dad was part of it from the start. Unlike the 405 team, they don't have a list, and they don't race against each other. They're like a family. JJ said, "This is how we roll. If you need a racing part and we have it, it's yours. We're all in this together." In Memphis, they have their way of racing. They use street rules like arm drop and water burnout only, and the chase is a race, which means if one car jumps and the other chases, then it's a race. They're always ready for a challenge, and they put everything into the race, but they want to win fair and square. Still, JJ the Boss believes, money doesn't define a person, it's the person who makes money. Season 1 of the show was all about proving that the MSO team was the fastest. They invited big names in street racing to come to their town and race for money. Racers from Missouri, Ohio, and Kentucky answered the call. For the season finale, they had what they called JJ's Armed Up Race, where Memphis drivers raced each other and the top racers from around the country. Mallory's dad and his car, Bounty Hunter, lost in round 1 to Danny Thomas and his '67 Camaro. In the final round, it was JJ the Boss, with his car Prostitute against his wife Trisha Day, with Zipty, a '67 Chevy 2 Nova. In Memphis, it's not just the men who are great on the street, the women are tough too. JJ's cousin Precious Cooper, also known as the Queen of the Streets, has been racing since she was young. Trisha, nicknamed Midget, drives a 1963 Chevy 2 Nova called Heifer and has won races in other cars from JJ's garage. Her biggest win with Heifer was $32,000 against a street racer from Detroit. The audience knows Mallory as the money girl because she's the one giving out the prize money. JJ nicknamed her Molly, and that's what everyone in the Memphis family calls her. She's following in her dad's footsteps and starting to race as part of Team Memphis. In her first race, she drove JJ's '49 Chevy pickup truck during JJ's armed race in West Virginia. Now she has her car, a '65 Chevy 2 Nova with a 327 small block engine. It's called Purple, and nicknamed the Ugly Duckling or Ugly Duck. After she got her car, people started calling her Molly Duck. In Season 4, the MSO team raced against the guys from Kentucky led by Quinn Sherman. By then, their opponents knew everything about them, their cars, and what they could do. JJ noticed that Quinn didn't bring his friends but brought guys he thought could beat each member of the team. So, to mix things up, he changed the order of the drivers. They bet on each other, with a total of $13,200 on the line. Mallory was still new to racing, so JJ thought it would be best if she went last. There was a lot of pressure on her because it was her first time racing against someone from outside their group, and there was $1,000 at stake. JJ and Trisha gave her some last-minute advice, and she felt confident she could win. Her opponent, Shane Embry, with his '91 Camaro, jumped the start, which meant he started the race before the flag was waved. But because Mallory chased after him, it was still considered a race. JJ explained what happened to her but was proud of her effort even though she didn't win. They raced again, but she still lost, showing she still had a lot to learn. But her Memphis family was there to support and help her along the way. That night was a success, with the MSO team winning $10,000 from the Kentucky team. Mallory's dad was proud that she'd become a street racer like him. He, along with JJ and Trisha, kept mentoring Mallory, and she's been working hard to improve her skills. She also mentioned that fellow racer Chelsea Day, JJ's daughter-in-law, has been her inspiration. Mallory was told to get to know a car well so she could handle it better on the street. Her hard work has paid off. In her third official race, she won against a street racer from Virginia with $200 at stake. People keep watching it season after season because they love seeing illegal street racing. Despite the show seeming dangerous, it's exciting to watch the drivers compete to be the fastest. Even though the show is called King of the Streets, there were also women competing for the title. Molly, also known as Money Girl, is one of these women. She became famous for her driving skills after appearing in Memphis Street Outlaw, but she disappeared when the 5th season of Street Outlaws, Memphis, came on. But what exactly really happened to Mallory Gulley? Follow us as we go back in time to find out what really happened to Mallory Gulley and where she is now. Street Outlaws features underground street racers who enjoy nothing more than the thrill of winning on camera. But winning races isn't the only thing they love. They also enjoy pulling pranks and talking trash. Despite the drama about the show and its stars, it's doing well and getting lots of views. I mean, these guys are supposed to be rebels. It would be strange if there wasn't some excitement now and then. What's life without moments that make your heart race? Well, let me first give you further insight into who Mallory Gulley is. Mallory Gulley was born to Kenneth and Carrie Gulley on December 31, 1996, in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Molly isn't the only child in her family. She has a sister named Natalie who works hard and helps with the family business. Kenneth and Carrie are both business owners who earn money from different ventures. When Mallory Gulley was young, she loved getting a new gun and a bow for Christmas because she enjoyed hunting. She had a dog named Max, who was her favorite companion for hunting, swimming, and cuddling. She spoiled Max, throwing big birthday parties for him and always sharing about him on Instagram. She went to Arkansas State University for college. On Instagram, she often talks about how great her parents are. Her dad, Kenneth Gulley, races cars and drives a Chevy S10 pickup truck called Bounty Hunter because he works as a bail bondsman. The family owns Gulley Bail Bonds, Keg Towing, and Keg Motorsports. And her mom, Carrie Gulley, helps run them. When Mallory isn't racing, she works as a bail bond agent and models for their company's merchandise. Her younger sister, Natalie, is a licensed esthetician and works at Carbon Skin and Wellness in Jonesboro. She got married to her longtime boyfriend in November 2021. Mallory and Natalie are close and best friends. They always celebrate National Siblings Day and show how much they love and support each other. Mallory doesn't have a boyfriend as of then, or even if she does, she didn't make it official on Instagram. Unlike her sister Natalie, Molly shares her father's passion for cars. Kenneth, who also races on the streets, has been on Memphis Street Outlaws with his 2003 Chevy S10, called Bouncy Hunter. His garage, Gulley Garage, has been featured on the show too. Kenneth learned about racing from his father, growing up in a racing family. He's been involved in racing for years, and Molly is like the son he never had. Following her father's lead, Molly joined Street Outlaws with her 1964 Chevy Ugly Duck. Gulley. Alongside racing, she continues her studies at Arkansas State University with her sister. When she's not on the track, Molly works at Gulley Bail Bonds as a bail bond agent, at Keg Motorsports as a merchandise model, and at Keg Towing. All these businesses are owned by her father. Molly may not be as controversial or flashy as some Street Outlaws cast members, but she earned her spot on the show by being a skilled driver unafraid to challenge the top racers. Known as Money Girl because of her wealthy father, Molly had something to prove. When she joined the show, she didn't come across as a spoiled rich kid. It was clear she knew her stuff. Soon enough, Molly's car, Ugly Duck, became a fan favorite, landing her a spot on Team MSO, JJ, the boss's team. She fearlessly took on tough opponents like Milkman, who only agreed to race her if she removed her nitrous bottle. She raced Tony Joer with a $100 side bet and defeated Gordon Batchelder. In October 2020, she won $110,000 in a street race. Molly isn't new to racing. She's a skilled racer who even earned JJ the boss's approval to drive his car, Zip Tie. While her father introduced her to racing, it was watching JJ the boss that ignited her passion for it. Learning from him on the track filled in the gaps her father hadn't covered. When she's racing, she handles it like a pro. Fans were surprised when Molly vanished from the show during its 5th season. Despite her talent and promise, her disappearance sparked speculation and concern among loyal viewers. Mallory's silence about her departure left fans curious and hoping for her comeback. Fans bombarded Molly's Instagram with questions about her return, but she kept things mysterious by not responding. After leaving Street Outlaws, Molly's social media showed her focusing more on family time. This made many think she left the show to prioritize her family. However, many of her fans kept wondering what would have happened to Mallory Gulley. Some people were wondering if the lawsuit involving her father, Kenneth, Discovery Incorporated, Pilgrim Media Group, and JJ the Boss had affected Mallory. It was said that JJ and Kenneth were accused of assaulting a Missouri street racer named Chad Larkin. Chad and his wife, Jenny, claimed that the two Memphis street racers attacked Chad, tackled him to the ground, and kept punching and kicking him, making Chad fear for his life. Jenny was also hurt when she tried to stop them from attacking her husband. The Larkins said that JJ invited Chad to race for money for the show, and both teams were told to argue with each other for the cameras. But things got out of hand and turned violent. They said the production crew did nothing to stop it and even told the cameraman to get closer. Chad's injuries were severe. The lawsuit, filed 7 months after the episode aired, demanded millions of dollars in compensatory and punitive damages for the couple. However, some argued that this wasn't why Mallory stopped appearing on the show. They said it was because she was still new to racing and couldn't keep up with Trisha and Precious. MSO claimed to be the best, so they needed everyone on the team to be top-notch. But instead of discouraging her, JJ encouraged her, saying that losing is part of being a racer and that she needed to race more to get better. Plus, there's always money involved in Memphis street racing, so there would always be someone challenging her. But the truth came out when it was revealed that Mallory had enrolled at Arkansas State University, which was a 2-hour drive from the Memphis racing scene. Balancing college with her jobs at Gulley Bail Bond and K Towing was tough, and it became clear that Molly stepped away from reality TV because she couldn't juggle it all. Between her studies and family business, Molly had little time for Street Outlaws filming. However, she hasn't given up on racing entirely. Although she's no longer on the show, fans have spotted her and her father at racing events where she cheers from the sidelines. Outside of racing, Molly helps out at Gulley Bail Bond with her father and sister. She shares videos of their work on her YouTube channel, showing people who skipped bail. Since leaving the show, Molly has kept her personal life private. After some time, she started dating Zach King, whom she met at Arkansas State University. Not much is known about Zach, but he often shares his fishing adventures on Instagram and other social media. In late 2020, Molly and Zach went public with their relationship on Instagram and enjoyed going to sports events together. However, Molly has stopped mentioning Zach altogether, and they've split up. After the breakup, Molly took her fans along as she revamped her home, which she now calls the Bachelorette Pad. She shared many beach photos and openly supported the former U.S. president, even attending his rallies in mid-2022. However, a search for Molly on Instagram shows her account is gone. Her Facebook, once full of posts, is now empty, except for a cover photo of her and her sister at Gulley Bail Bonds. The big surprise is seeing Molly's name changed to Mallory Freeman on her profile, with a wedding photo confirming it. It seems Molly quietly got married to Jod Freeman around 2023. Unlike Molly, Jod is active on Facebook, often posting sales ads for houses, cars, and farming equipment. He also talks a lot about keg towing. Molly's story remains a mystery until she decides to share it. Before her Instagram disappeared, she followed her family's entrepreneurial path by selling her own branded merchandise. Financially, she's doing well, with an estimated net worth of $200,000. She's a dog lover, owning 2 furry friends who even accompanied her to her sister's wedding. Besides her purple 1964 Chevy, which she races, Molly also owns a white Corvette Z06 valued at $79,000. The money girl is doing fine and enjoying a good life out of the public eye. Sometimes Mallory would ride along with her dad during his races, and they'd even race against each other for fun. Her mom and sister often came to support them at racing events. Mallory felt lucky they could all do something they loved together. Mallory has a promising future in street racing, and fans have been following her journey through the series. They were disappointed when she stopped appearing in the show, but neither the network, the producers, nor Mallory herself have addressed her absence. On her Instagram page, she stopped talking about her time on Street Outlaws, Memphis after Season 4. Her profile now focuses mainly on her job as a bail bondsman and Keg Motorsports website. Her posts are primarily about family and friends, showing she's having a great time with them. For now, her fans can only hope she's taking a break and will return to the show soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. You can reach out to us on social media or ask questions in the comments below. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in the